Hey you, are you wasting your time on social media again? Your brothers and sisters in Islam Net from Norway are establishing a masjid, a dawah center. Establishing a masjid to convey the message of Islam is one of the best deeds a Muslim can do. There's a huge need for it in Norway. You know this and I know this. So that makes the reward even greater. So give generously and Allah Azza wa Jal will give you even more. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you guys doing? Recently, Tommy the delinquent Robinson, Tommy the chav Robinson, Tommy the low IQ Robinson, the uneducated Robinson, Tommy the junkie Robinson, Tommy the junkie Robinson, the one who's known for substance abuse, the one who literally went to Canada recently and everyone was saying that he was, going out and using prostitutes and using this and using that and cocaine and snorting a few lines of cocaine, snorting those lines of cocaine. Maybe he snorted a couple of those lines before he made the video that we're about to show you. But let me see what this lady who's a witness to this has to say about this very interesting testimony we have here.
And, he's very ADHD and he's very twitchy. And that's when, somebody broke out the cocaine and then, as a witness to trips to the bathroom, and then out came the vodka cokes, and next thing you know, a dragon had been unleashed in this man, and I was like, ooh. And that's when people are going, uh-oh, we have a problem here. He went missing from the hotel. People were panicking.
So you can see with this individual who's got very low levels of self-restraint, who's living the typical hedonistic lifestyle, who probably needs Islam as a religion more than anybody else because there's no restraint on this chav. That this individual here has come out recently backtracking after I've issued him legal papers to defend himself like a little boy, the little boy that he is, to come to court and defend himself for defamation of character, which, as he will know, is a crime, or is illegal at least in the United Kingdom. It is something not allowed in the United Kingdom, but crimes are something befitting to a man like this and obviously commonplace to his resume. If you look at his resume of disaster, of course, you're not going to find in his CV any educational background. You're not going to find even GCSEs there. You're not going to even find maybe even SATs, SATs, or anything like that. What you will find is a long record of him assaulting people, going to court, assaulting this person, assaulting that person, doing fraud, mortgage fraud, being accused of misappropriating donor funds and these kinds of things. This delinquent, this freeloader, this user, this fool, this grifter has been using the working class right-wing community of Britain for a very long time to fill his pockets, to go to these countries, to snort his cocaine. And he presents himself as some kind of vanguard, some kind of, protector of the nation, some kind of activist, hero. And we all know that he is essentially a coward. And what best to exemplify this reality than the slap that he received by the assailant in his own hometown. Let's take a look at that slap and let's watch it together.
Where are you running away from?
Because I know what you like, bruv. You have about 100 you in a minute.
You f***ing little chief. You f***ing chief. Prick.
Now, this is just one man who slapped him, one assailant, one person who assaulted him. If this is the courageous and gallant and valiant man that he is, why don't he come out of his car and defend himself like a man? Instead, he said a few words under his breath like the little boy that he is, the hesitant little boy, and he was on his way. But this is not the first and last time that this coward has denied or rejected or refused, engagement, whether it be legally in a physical capacity. For example, in a boxing match with 𝙒𝙤𝙤 Hussein, famously, he rejected this, similar weight sizes and so on, weight categories. He's not interested in fighting anybody. Or in a debate capacity with me. I asked him to do so and he didn't want to debate with me. He's not interested in debating. So now he's forced to be pulled into the court of law and defend himself like the little boy that he is and present his evidences, something that he has not been able to do in an intellectual capacity because of his lack of educational training. But this is not just what we know of this man. We also know of him that he is somebody who's, for the longest of times, gone to court, lost court cases because of the amount of failures that he's perpetrated on a legal level. Recently, I don't know when it was, I think a few years ago, he went to court with a Syrian boy that he was defaming and so on, and 𝙗𝙪𝙞𝙀, one of the lawyers, defeated him in the court of law. So he's got a losing record in debates. He's got a losing record in the streets and fighting. He's got a losing record. He's got a losing record in the court of law. This man is essentially a loser. So I just want to know, sir, why are you as a loser approaching me? Why are you even speaking about me? Why you got my name in your mouth? And why is it that recently you've come and start backtracking like the little boy that you are, doing clarifications and so on? Let's take a look at the recent video.
Mo, to set the record straight, I didn't call you a paedophile. I said you advocate for it. Because you say that in your great society, men would be able to marry children.
So as you can see now, he's backtracking. I didn't say this and I didn't say that. Shut up. Shut up, chav. Shut up, chav. Defend yourself in the court of law, chav. and fail again as you have your GCSEs and your marriages and your all of these things, just like you failed all that in your life. Just like you couldn't respond to the man who slapped you. Just like you couldn't respond to all those people who bullied you in Luton. Just like you couldn't do this. You think you're going to respond to the champ? You think me? Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't ever try it. Yeah, you're going to have to go to the court of law. Yeah, and defend yourself as the far-right delinquent outcast that you are. And moreover, I've got another thing in store for you. No, it's not this intimidation thing that you keep mentioning, playing the victim like a coward because you are a coward. Oh, he knows where I live and this and that. I've not spread your house address. I've not said that. I've not spread that. I wouldn't put your children in danger. I'm not interested in that kind of thing. We do things honorably. I wouldn't even fight you because you're too small. Because to be honest, too small in status and too small in size. I'm sure that's exactly what your wife said. You know, too small in status and too small in size. Or she keeps saying anyway. I'm putting aside this junkie, Tommy Robinson, who really is a caricature for what is a wider movement of far-right fanatics. Yeah, and these guys, the far-right fanatics, they're after our community, the Muslim community in particular. They've been after other ethnic communities and attacked them. But now they're after our community. And recently we've got The Guardian reporting there's a 335% increase. 335% increase of Islamophobic attack. It's high time for us to respond. And that is why Burning Hands, this production, this creative production, is one of those ways in which we, the Muslim community, intend to respond through a creative medium which is most popular among people and that people relate to most. That's why it's imperative. It's imperative for us to be able to tell our story. We can't just let these people hijack the narratives, hijack seats in parliament. In the case of reform, Nigel Farage, who I was refuting a few weeks ago, is now in parliament with his Islamophobic and anti-Muslim sentiments and so on and so on. Are we allowing this to happen without a response? And it shows you the importance of the project like this. So I'm going to leave you with a clip with a character that reminds us of this guy who now we're going to use for our own purposes, Tommy the Junkie Robinson. And you'll see the level of production, hopefully, with this clip.
God, I hope they move you somewhere a bit nicer soon.
Ain't that bad, George? We've got some lovely neighbours. Well, except
what?
got this neighbour next door. He's always making noise and chanting his prayer in there.
You ain't got one of them living next door to you, have you?
One of them?
You know, babe. Muslims.
What's wrong with Muslims? A lot of mum ain't for Muslims.
It ain't the people themselves. I'm sure if it weren't for that cult religion, they'd all be decent, hard-working people. You just can't see past the fact that they affiliate with that religion.
What do you know about their religion? Harriet!
Hey you, are you wasting your time on social media again? Your brothers and sisters in Islam Net from Norway are establishing a masjid, a dawah center. Establishing a masjid to convey the message of Islam is one of the best deeds a Muslim can do. There's a huge need for it in Norway. You know this and I know this. So that makes the reward even greater. So give generously and Allah Azza wa Jal will give you even more.